What's up, everyone? You made it to Friday. Welcome back to Friday Live with Lauren. I have a special guest for you today. Everybody say what's up to Tom, aka Ron Slocum.
What's going on, everybody? We here.
How
Happy
you
Friday.
doing?
We made it. It's been a hell of a week. That's why we're here, right? It's been busy, but excited to jam and end on a high note with you.
Awesome. Everybody look, we got our Ron Slocum tees in the house. This was the first prototype. We got a new one coming out right now. Anybody want that Ron Slocum tee? We're gonna drop the link for you guys. But that was definitely something fun that Tom and I did together. So thanks, Tom. And if you want one of Tom's shirts, that link is on the bottom. But we are excited to talk to you guys about a number of things today. As most of you know, Tom is the cold calling king. He has also got something that he's going to give away to you all today. I'm going to let him talk about that right now.
Yeah. So if you don't know me, right, 15-year sales vet, all outbound, top of funnel is my jam. VP, sales leader, SDR, now CEO of my own company, right? The SD Lab, as you see below throughout the live here. But yeah, I'm giving out a brand new first digital product that I dropped this Monday. 35 ready to go email template bundle to help you through Q4 and on. Just to give you that inspiration, some catchy subject lines and some messaging that has been tested and proven by reps I've coached, teams I've scaled. And so, yeah, wanted to give back, help some folks get that inspiration. And so we'll be giving out one free license today for somebody in the comments, and then be dropping the link for others to grab it if they like.
Definitely. So in order to get that, you need to tag the SD Lab. Okay. So let me see. Just like this, please go at the SD Lab, tag that in the comments, and we will give that away at the end of the show. So start tagging that. And then we're also going to give away one of these shirts that we're wearing. So tag Sassy shirts. If you want a Ron Slocum shirt, they are gone after November. We will not make them anymore. Or lose your chance forever. So 2 giveaways today. And yeah, Tom, let's tell them what all we're going to go over today. So we want to talk about cold calling, cold everything. I'm going to let Tom mainly run with that. We're also going to talk about building your brand on LinkedIn, personal branding, what it can do for you, benefits of it. Tom and I will go a little bit back and forth on that. We have a lot of chats offline about that. And then we're also going to talk about finding a mentor and trying to level up. Some of you don't know, but I consider Tom to be one of my mentors on LinkedIn, along with a number of other people. But Tom was one of the people who really embraced me when I was getting into recruiting and into SaaS sales. And I will forever be thankful to Tom. So finding a mentor can really, really level up any aspect of your life, but especially your career. So we're going to talk about that today as well.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, let's talk about everything old.
I just want to let everybody know so they get very angry in the comments. I do have my pineapple and ham pizza.
No pineapple.
So we are going to dive into that. Whatever. You're crazy.
No, I'm allergic.
No pineapple.
I'm drinking out of a pineapple cup for you.
Oh, there you go.
I do like that, but I'm allergic to pineapple, guys. No pineapple on your pizza.
I love that we matched without even thinking about it either. We got it. Hey. Everything cold, right? Cold. You know, it's challenging, right? You've seen it. We were in the recruiting space for 5 months together. We're watching some of the craziness happen in the space, and the landscape's changed. You know, I started selling in 2007. And now it's 2022, and it's completely different. You have to be very personalized. You have to be very relatable. There are still some of those traditional methods that are working, right? The traditional things, but now it's just so much more elevated and quality over quantity approach. But this is a topic very dear to my heart, right? And feel free to drop comments, questions, you know, as we dive into this. But 2023 is going to look a lot different, right, Lauren? It's interesting to see how the noise is out of control, and how do you differentiate? You of all people do video, right? That's how we connected, you and I, and everybody you interact with gets a very personalized video from you, you know, using your tools, and it makes a difference, and it puts you, you know, outside the box from others. You know, voice memos are incredible in the cold landscape right now. I'm a big voice memo fan. James Perry, shout out, right? He brags about it all the time and talks about it. but voice memos are killer. It's like having a cold call for me, but in the DMs of a chat. So I have people like ask me for support, reach out, like, hey, help me with this role. What do I do? And instead of getting 30 minutes with me, we just jam on voice memos back and forth, and we're done in 15, 20 minutes, and they had a great convo. So those, being creative, warming up your prospects. I'm a warm caller, cold caller, right? I talk about warm calling, warm research, but it's going to be different. What are you seeing? How are you seeing it on your side?
So I love to cold call, right? I will pick up the phone any day. I am not afraid of that. But I will say I don't use this email as much as you do, right? So I'm really excited to get my hands on this email template that you're yeah, right? Like I need that for me too. Because recruiting is sales, guys. I don't know if you all realize that, but recruiting is sales. So I am also going to be benefiting from these 35 email templates. And I think that you really have to break through the noise. I know there's a lot of chatter about that, right? Think about when you're going to your inbox, when you're going through your emails. I feel like a lot of people go to email for task and work, and we go to we're text with our friends and we communicate. So I think that we have to always be mindful of how we're breaking through the noise and how we're showing up. In those conversations, because if you're not breaking through the noise, or if you're not getting to the primary inbox, Jesse, those things matter, right? Those things matter. So I think next year it's going to be interesting. We're going into the holidays. It's going to be slow. Sending out these emails, you're going to get a lot of out of office replies. Everybody knows that they're coming. They're going to start next week. So, oh goodness, they're going back and forth in the.
They're already started. I love it.
Pineapple goes on pizza. Look at this.
Look, Cherry. See, it looks gorgeous. It's delicious. Oh, David, who puts fruit on pizza? Stop it. It's so
Mark
good.
says he can deal with the pineapple, but not your ham.
Oh, now we're getting a whole nother side of it. All right.
Oh, Maren loves pineapple on pizza.
Yo, Maren's my homie. I see you, headset advisor.
Yeah. Me and Richie are on the same team. No pineapple.
Oh, I love Richie.
Don't do
How about
that.
chicken parm pizza? Oh, y'all. All right, now we're getting crazy.
There's a place down by me that actually makes like the base of the pizza is like a chicken, like I don't know, pounded bread. Okay. Like the base is chicken. It's great. I don't know. I bought it on Half Price Pizza Day because it was like a $35 pizza.
No, but you make a good point, right? 2023 is going to look a lot different. We're seeing people not being empowered by their leaders, right? That's what SD Lab does, is I'm coming in and helping people manage that outbound process in a way that is effective, right? Because these poor reps out here are just getting burned. They're getting put in bad positions. They're getting put in things to where they don't even have email deliverability set up, and they're using their engagement platform to blast emails, and it's not getting anywhere because they're not even looking at the fundamentals. Shout out Jesse, right? And the Sassy Yacht Club, because that's what we talk about all the time. And so, outbound is going to look a lot different. And what we have to do, and maybe if I could give you all something actionable, is the number one thing to walk away from is show up as you every day, right? So many people are putting on an act. I was one of those. Early on in my career, I was an actor, improv, acting, trying to put on a part in my cold calls, overwrite, in my emails. I was putting on this whole facade that when I stopped all that noise and just figured out, like, I'm going to write an email like I write. Like, that's just what it is, right? I'm going to put in what I can, take some tidbits, but I'm just going to write it as I speak, and level with this person, right? Or when I'm on the cold call, what's up, homie? Is this Lauren? Right? Like, hey, it's Tom over at the SD Lab. How's the Friday been? Right? And being normal, not putting on a facade, is going to be one way for you to break through the noise. Because if you're doing all the best practices, you're trying to put on this act, you're going to get shot down more often than not, right? The emails that are coming through where I feel so bad for this SDR because I can tell that they can't be themselves in the message, right? It's just generic. It's marketing. It's very structured. I feel bad. I'm like, man, can you just write me and be like normal and just be like, yo, Tom, I saw your post. Love what you're doing. I think this would be really cool for you. Do you have a moment to chat with me on LinkedIn, or do you want to do some voice memos back and forth? That is much easier for me. So I think people need to just start being human, start being a homie, stop the acting, and try to find your own voice. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing. Understand what Lauren can do, right? That's what I love about you. You are true to your core from beginning to end, right? Like your messaging, your videos, that's Lauren, Nobody's over top telling you how to do your job. And I think that's what allows you to be so successful in LinkedIn, in the space, is that's Lauren. All of that is straight up her, right? That's nobody else this way. That's you, right? That's you all day. That's who you are, right? My messaging, my voice memos, they're all me. No facade, right? And so that's one tidbit. And then the other would be just relevancy. I think one tip I want to give to anybody, I'm going to put a post about this, is what's so crucial right now is how do you become a need, not a want, right? Q4 time is about two things: urgency and how do I become a need, not a want. That is the biggest thing in the cold landscape right now, is because people are cutting back. They're looking at their tech. They're looking at their hires, looking at everything, right? From a high level. How do you position your product, your problem to, no, Lauren, I'm telling you, you need this today. Like, and here's why, right? Here's what this is going to do for you in the next 6 weeks, right? That's going to make the difference or set you up for Q1. Not, oh, wow, Lauren, that sounds really great. We're just not ready right now. But yeah, I really like it. And maybe catch up with us in Q1, and we'll talk about it. You just became a nice to have.
Yep.
That's the nice to have bucket. It's like, you didn't sell me. You didn't really convey to me like why I would take action right this second. And that's where specifics come in. And like, Lauren, working with my recruiting agency, right? Like, these people get off to the ground in 3 weeks, not 6 weeks. You're in Q4. If you want to bring them in, they're ready to go by Q1. And here's exactly how that happens. And here's maybe some social proof about a client that's done it, right? Yep. That's going to make a easier conversation than, yeah, use our recruiting services. We're here. They're here. We'll help. Just let me know.
Whatever. When you have time.
When you got the time, just ping me. Just drop me a little note.
That sense of urgency is important too, right? Because you want to be a need, but the sense of urgency matters. And if it's not urgent to you, and if it doesn't seem like it's important to you, why would it be important to anybody else?
Exactly. Urgency is hard. It's hard to create. Let's be real, right? It's very hard. Especially if your product isn't something of urgency. That's the hard part, right? Is some things aren't, okay, I'm going to take a small jab, hot take, but like Gong, call recording, those type of tools more often than not are like nice to haves in things versus need to haves. But if Gong can straight up tell you why today they need you and what's going to happen to your pipeline, why these calls are effective for you to be reviewing today, not two months from now, you have a better conversation and people get that value, right? And especially if you're talking to C-suite executives in the enterprise space, all they care about is my favorite word, with them. What's in it for me? My favorite one, learned that back in like 2010, and it's called with them. But it's what's in it for me, right? Why take this action? What is this urgency for me to move forward with this today, and why you, right? And if you can't provide that, then you're getting 2% reply rates, you're getting hung up on, and you're not getting anywhere. So you have to create that urgency, and all of that comes from social proof. That's where I think that comes from, is that urgency comes from being able to know your market very well. Like, look at you, recruiters and hiring folks, and their pains even better than they do, right? And you have to convey that without being condescending or messed up, right, on the call. But it's like, I talk to all of you every day. I know what you're going through.
Oh, I know. When somebody looks at me and they're like, we have an internal team, it's all I can do to not say, bless your heart, because you just don't understand. Like, you just don't understand.
You don't. And that's okay, right? Like, and that's okay. But that's why, you nurture them, you educate them a little bit, you share some wins with them, or you share that story. Lauren, I get it. Everybody's got an internal team. Why don't I talk to you about a client that I just worked with last week who, just like you, had a stellar internal team, but here's where they were lacking, right? Here's just this little thing that I can tell you, and where we filled and made that difference. And now guess what? We're a full-time partner with them, and now they're using us. We're supporting their internal team just as much. Why don't you give me 30 minutes so we could chat it out, right? And I'll show you how they're doing it, and how we still blend those worlds.
That's how it's done, people. That's how it's done. I hope you're taking notes from Tom right now.
It's a webinar all of a sudden.
Okay, tag, what is it? The SD Lab. Tag the SD Lab so that you can make sure you get in the drawing for Tom's emails. We're going to give those out at the end. I want to make sure, because those are going to be super helpful, I know, for someone on this show. And then we'll also link that later. Okay, let's go. You have anything else about everything cold, or you want to go into the next topic?
Everything cold. If nobody has any questions, right, or if you want to save them for the end, those are like my tidbits, right? One last framework I like to share is the 3 R's when you're going everything cold, right? Research, relevancy, and relatability, right? Those are the keys. When you can come into that with your messaging and your cold call or your email, or your DMs, right? Show that you've done your research. I swear to God, one more person reaches out to me and doesn't do any research, it's going to kill me. Especially for folks like us, we're out there like open books. Like it's just for me, I think it's ridiculous. I'm like, my whole life story's out there, man. Like there's so much for you to share. How do I win Tom as a mentor? I got you, Logan.
You ask. Tom taught me that.
Hey, closed mouth don't get fed. Closed mouth don't get fed. That's the slogan, right? You know, you got to ask for stuff. It's okay. People don't know what they don't know. They don't even know that you were even interested in the first place. You know how many people overlooked me like over the last like year, and then all of a sudden I reach out and I'm like, hey, I want to do some more with you. They're like, shit, I didn't even know. Okay, yes, we were gonna reach out, you know, but we didn't know because I just didn't ask, right? But yeah, I would say there are 3 R's. Focus on in 2023: research, relevancy, and relatability. And it's a winning formula for really anything cold that you're going to do in the market. But yeah, we could dive into the next one here.
The last thing I'll say about when you're doing something cold is slow down and double check before you click send. Because somebody messaged me today and the outreach was actually really great, but they called me Gary. No. And it's worse because I know that they said that same thing to Gary like 5 minutes ago. But it was just, it's like the littlest thing, right? And I'm guilty of it too. I will be the first one who I'm typing really quick. I have like 5-inch nails and I will literally spell your name wrong and click send real quick. And then I will literally film a video apologizing to you for spelling your name wrong because I get so stressed about it.
And to show you're human, right? I drop a voice memo. I immediately drop a voice memo. They're just easier for me, faster. You've done video at such a level that for you can crank them. For me, voice memos are that way, right? And so I'll just jump in there and be like, I follow my sword. Lauren, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to call you Sarah, right? Like I'm doing multiple things over here. I should have stopped and been focused, but my message is still true. Would you be interested in chatting more? I'd love to get in front of you and see how we can help you, right? And people will be like, all right. I got a demo in my DM simply because of that. They had the name and the company wrong, but the message was for me. Like I could tell it was for me, but the name and the company were wrong. And I messaged them and I was like, hey, like I'm not that person. And she felt terrible. We chatted for 15 more minutes and I ended up with a meeting on my calendar for, that following week. And I was like, sometimes this is a best practice, but if you make those mistakes, it actually opens up dialogue because people like to correct you. And that's what I did. I was like, yo, wrong name, company, because I just felt like I could do that. And she was, we ended up chatting. So sometimes you correct stuff. So, a little hack, put their name wrong.
There's a few people on LinkedIn right now who are spelling things incorrectly on purpose in their posts so that the grammar police will come and engage them.
Why not? Right? Like it's what you do, right? You put it in there. Or you don't put the link to the invite, right? Or to the event. And so somebody comes in there and comments for you, be like, yo, drop that link. You're like, I got you.
Got it. And my other thing I love, I know we're moving right into personal branding, but my other thing on LinkedIn, I love when somebody comes into your comments to disagree with you, right? Like we can all have our own opinion. We can all say what we want, but be polite, guys. Like be polite. I'm the first one to tell you, like, I will delete your comment and block you if you are rude. I don't care because I don't come here for that, right? Like we all come here for something different. So I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out. That was kind of funny.
No, I agree. I haven't blocked anybody in the 2 years I've been. I'm not a blocker. I probably should be more, but I just let people be. But all my homies and the creators are aggressive with the block button. They don't play. As soon as something goes wrong, you're out. Don't have energy for you. So I love it. So I guess, right, great transition into personal branding. I've been at it for 2 years, right? I've been at it since October of 2020. Had like 2,000 followers. Where were you at? When did you start and where were you at?
The first day I started posting consistently was April 4th of this year. And I think I had like 680 followers.
I'm so mad at you, dude.
Why are you mad at me?
because I'm so proud of you. And I'm so like, so it took me 2 years to go from 2000 to 18. And in 6 months, you went from 700 people to like, what were you like a couple days ago, right behind me, still very close to me. And I was like, but you post 8 times a day. You fire it off. You have a blast. You have a lot of content. It definitely inspires me because it comes so natural for you, right? And you just go, right? Like it, LinkedIn's your diary, right? You're jamming all day, writing, sharing, inspiring folks. I do one a day. Right? I'm a one a day. Yeah, I do one a day. Maybe a couple of days I'll do 2 a day, right? If I got something on there that I feel cool about and it came easy to write.
Yeah.
But for me, personal branding is hard. It doesn't come easy for me. I've never went viral. I put a lot of intentionality into my branding, which could be a double-edged sword, right? Because you've seen that. For some of you, I've sent Lauren my post before I hit the post button, and I'm just like, "Hey, just real quick, what do you think? Is this cool?"
We all do that. We all do that. If you're wondering, everybody at every level does that. Post to other people that we trust. We're like, "Can you read this? Am I going to piss somebody off? I want to piss somebody off. Is it like, what is this going to do?" Just know at every level. Oh, Richie.
It's 100%. Richie ain't gonna catch Lauren. I'm sorry. Lauren's got it in the bag. It's throne year for her. She'll be at 50,000 by the end of 2023. But
I really do. I want a throne. I really do.
Hey, that'd be a cool chair. A throne chair. You should have like the Game of Thrones chair and just pop up. Boom.
Okay, Richie, when I make like 6 more placements, I want a throne chair as my.
Oh, there you go. I like it. Yeah, no, Lauren brings that energy. She really does, Sarah. And that's what something is. I think what you do so well with personal branding and what a lot of people don't do, and what you can't really do in technical content, this is why this is hard for me, is you pull on emotion. You do a phenomenal job in your pieces from an emotional standpoint. So every time I read them or you come across the feed, I walk away with something memorable because you solicited a emotion. You can't do that with technical things or like what I do. I talk about sales development, cold calling. You can, sorry, don't come for me in the comments. I can storytelling stuff, but like I'm sharing tips and tricks and you can't get emotional with that, right? Where you, Darren McKee, Eddie, Richie, some of these folks that are here, right? They share from a place of emotion in what they post. You're coming at people. Your viral post this past week of like, yo, don't tell me you've interviewed half of LinkedIn and you can't find nobody. Grab a mirror, right? Like it's you. And that's
I would like to say that was my first viral post ever.
Okay, you started in April. Calm down.
That's I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it.
That's amazing.
But that's the first post I've ever had go over 100,000 views. And I almost deleted it halfway because like my whole thing is that I don't really want a viral post. Like I don't. And I know people are going to argue with me on that and whatever, but I don't really want that. That's really not what I'm here for. And as I saw it going, I was like, oh Lord, like what do I do? Do I delete it?
So great thing you bring up because I was talking with my buddy Daniel Kading over on Twitter. So I'm on Twitter and I'm digging it, right? RIP Twitter, probably going to last like another week before it goes down, right? When I started catching my groove and got the blue check mark and crap. But Daniel brought this exact question up and said, we were jamming for like a half hour saying, would you prefer what do you think is a bigger needle moving activity for your service-based business? Going viral once or creating depth with a small group of people consistently? And I think, for me, it's definitely the small group because this is what I have, right? Like my group is my core. We have a great time. I have a beautiful tribe of folks in my personal brand community, but I don't go viral. And it's for that. And that's what was my response is that viral isn't what it's cracked up to be because you gained 1,000 followers in that are going to construe your records, right? Because now they're not really the audience. They just saw a really cool post that the herd theory, they saw everybody else liking it. Because once you get to like 300-400, people are just liking at that point because they just agree with the mass, right? Like, oh, cool, see that one. So your numbers get construed, your engagement, now you've got 1,000 people that you don't know what they do, why they're even important, and then you lose them.
They don't engage. They saw you once and they followed you and then they're gone.
Okay, so this question here. Yes, and they are gone, right? 2-3 days later, if your content doesn't align with what they were looking for, they're going to dip off anyway. How many times does that happen on Instagram? You gain 25 followers. By Friday, you've lost 20. So you really net 5 and it wasn't even worth it. But Kevin says, how do you brand when you're new to the sales gig and don't have the cred or the content to share? Do you want to take it or you want me to go first?
Why don't you go first?
So, Kevin, you already have something in this exact question. This is your content. This is your brand, right? Is I'm new, right? I'm coming into the world. I'm developing credit. Here's what I'm doing. Here's the things I'm listening, watching. Today, I sat down for 2 hours with my AE, jamming out on how to do discovery. And let me tell you a couple highlights about that really stuck with me. 1, 2, 3. That's a post. Hey, I'm getting into the world. What are some books I should read? You get some engagement. Some folks are going to drop you books. You get some conversation. So to you, Kevin, you don't need credibility. You don't need all of that. You just need to share what you want to be known and your journey and your story and the things you're learning and seeing every day, building your new sales gig in public. And what that's going to do for you is help you in the long run, because over that time, you're building your resume publicly. People are seeing you, learning that, damn, Kevin's a go-getter. Every week he's listening to podcasts. He got another course he signed up for, another book, or wow, look at him sitting with his AEs. And then you're helping those folks around you, right? Because they're like, well, I didn't even think to sit with my AE. Like, damn, Kev, I should do that. Now you inspired 4 other people that are now going to share. And so I think your question itself is your brand and a great way for you to start. Network live in public, share what you're struggling with, how you're feeling in the job, right? Without going too off the wagon, right? You got to, keep it still good, but you don't got to be woe is me every 5 minutes, but share those things, right? Be authentic. Lauren will tell us during the week, like halfway through, she's been popping off and then she's like, okay, gal, I'm pooped. Big week. Posted 16 times in 2 days. I'm tired. And that's okay, right?
It's honest.
It's honest. It's your real brand. Share yourself, your interests, your likes. Help the next person, because Kevin, where you are is one bar ahead of somebody that's behind you. And there are people you are learning from in front of you. So you can continue to share that wealth with everybody behind you. That's how I started my brand 2 years ago. All I did, guys, I was terrified. I was not somebody. I went into a team meeting one day bragging that I had 1,200 LinkedIn followers. And I was like, I'm hot shit. I'm a hot manager. Now I look back with 18,000 and I'm like, dude, these people were probably like this guy. And I didn't know what to do, right? I wanted to get in the streets of LinkedIn. That's what I call it, right? Jump in the streets. And I just started sharing what was going on in the communities, my day-to-day, questions that I had if I was evaluating something. And then it started, I had started getting a voice. I started seeing what people liked about what I was posting and what was really gravitating. And I just kept on sales development. That's my brand. But I'll let you go, Lauren, your turn. What do you think to this question?
I mean, what did I call myself? A baby recruiter, I think is what I called myself in a post early on, right? I'd been in sales, but I'd never been a recruiter before. And there I was. Now I had to post every day and talk about it. So I guess what I would say to you, Kevin, is just like Tom said, you have more than you think you have. But I know for a lot of people, figuring it out and being consistent in the beginning is really hard. It's really hard, especially when you have those days where you're not getting that engagement, or when you think you wrote a banging post and nobody likes it for an hour. I literally text Tom the other day. I said, I think I'm shadow banned. Nobody liked my post in 5 minutes. But it's
God, that whole roller coaster, y'all. Can we be real? Like, no vanity around here. I'll tell you straight up from the purest of heart, me and Warren do not care, right? We don't. It's not why we post. But man, that first 20 minutes of a post gives you a damn near heart attack and just stresses you out. Like, I don't even look. I really try not to look for the first 30 minutes. I kind of just post and I've starting to got better at I just walk away, because that shit is nerve-wracking. You're like, oh, is this a dud? Oh, this is a dud. It's not going to go anywhere. And this algorithm lately, that's a whole topic we could talk about.
Can we get the summer back? I want the summer back.
I want that summer energy. I want that July summer energy, man. We were popping, we were rolling, posts were going. And now it's crazy, right? But I think it's a challenge. I'm looking at it from a challenge perspective. You got to level up. I'm doing video. I'm trying to do some cool stuff with my content. I'm trying to get back to that space for my community. But in the day, vanity is it just helps you get to more people. That's all. I just like when I get those likes and that reach. But when you only get in front of 1,000 people, you're like, all right, hopefully that was good enough for you, as they say, 1,000 people. But some people are like, dude, I get 5 views. Thanks a lot, Tom.
We all started with 5 views, right?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. We were all there.
We were all there.
I like what Richie brings up about the few times that he did go viral. It ruined the next week for him.
Yeah.
Especially for people who are very active in social selling, or we're recruiters. We're using our network daily for candidates. I know I have over 500 unread LinkedIn DMs. I don't know about you. I don't know, Richie.
I'm OCD. I try to, okay, I lie. I have a very thrashed inbox. But I have OCD, right? I try to close the loop on Fridays. Today, before I head out of office, I try to go and filter by unread, right? And try to get back to as many as I can every week. But yeah, you're right. Like after going viral, all I've ever heard is it thrashes everything because you had key conversations in your inbox. You were doing your thing and you go viral on accident or on purpose, whatever it is. And your inbox just goes like this. And what are you to do, right? And nope, I'm good. I'm happy that in 2 years I really haven't went viral as much as I'm salty. I prefer.
Don't be salty.
I'm so salty, man. I just want one. I want to hit something for people.
Salty Ron Slocum.
Oh, dude, don't let Ron come out. My introduction post this week, that was my viral moment, right? I had like 300 likes on my reintroduction. Let me reintroduce myself. That was a good one.
Done that in a while. Kevin, I wanted to point out, I know you asked about content and what you could say. If you go to lessonswithlauren.co, I have one more accountability group starting next, in a few weeks, December 1st. And that's 30 days of prompts. And we have a Slack community, so you can talk to other people about your post and what you're talking about. And you're going to get some engagement because you got people there posting with you. If you're interested, sign up on the website. And
I vouch for that, man. And I hate to bring up a competitor, right? But I did a similar journey to this, right? Back in July of last year. I joined a writer's community. I was already kind of building my brand. I'd been a year in, so I wasn't like a newbie. So I got to come in and it changed my life, right? And I love what you're doing. I love the model, the testaments that have come out of it, the people that are creating the content. Sometimes you just want somebody to do it along with you because shit is hard. My first 6 to 8 months, watching Apple, like comparing myself to others, trying to figure out my lane, like it is hard to go alone. It sucks, right? But when you have that community, you have some writing prompts to get the gears rolling. After 30 days, you're a machine. And it's that consistency of just like, I got to post today. Not to just post a post, but like get in that repetition. And I'm so thankful for my journey. I recommend it to anybody. It's been 2 years. I write better than ever. I've leveled up in content creation. I still talk too much, so I gotta chill out on that. But it's been wonders.
Yeah.
Logan wants me to be his mentor. Logan is ready. Logan is cool. So he's an SDR pre-SDR at Trainio, working with that squad. I was a VP of sales with them for about 5 months. And Logan's been around, man. He's a social selling champion. He is around. You've seen him. If you don't follow him, Logan, DM me a voice note. I'll even give you a freebie. Voice note me and I'll get you. And we'll set something up. We'll chat and figure out what we can do, brother. But happy to be that support for you. So yes, you will win a mentorship today on this call. Happy Friday. Santa coming along for Christmas.
Look at that. Ask and you shall receive. It won't happen every time. But sometimes you have to just put yourself out there and ask.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't, right? There's some folks that I've had to turn away, or there's folks that I have to just say no to right now. And that's one thing maybe to talk about with personal branding as we wrap up, is that saying no is a complete sentence, and you will have to understand over time, give, and give some more, probably for your first year and a half of creating content, right? But after a while, you'll be able to start building up that repertoire to where the no comes in, right? And you're going to have to start saying it. And it sucks to have to do. I'm still kind of going through it. I think yes to almost everything. Me and Amelia Taylor are the same. We overstretch ourselves beyond all compare when we shouldn't, but we do it because we love people. We love helping, just like you do, Lauren. And so, but you got to say no for your own mental health. And like my post said today, we're not burnt out. We're worn out.
We're worn out. There is a difference.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. But I will also say, and I want to say, yes, like, yes, no is a complete
Michael
sentence,
Little.
okay? But I know Mike, I want to talk
I
about
love
Mike.
Mike, bro.
He and I chatted today. He's like literally my favorite human. Awesome.
Wow.
If you're not following
That's
Mike
rude.
Little, you gotta go
That's
follow
rude.
Mike Little. I'm making him get on this live with me. And he's gonna give out some amazing SDR tips. Oh, I lost my whole train of thought. That's what happens. Mike, you distracted me. You're just so cool.
No, I distracted you by jumping in there. Sarah Downey, by the way, plug to Sarah Downey. She's a badass just as much. Been seeing her building, putting herself out there, being vulnerable. And like, if I could tell anybody, y'all are some brave people. Own that, right? Because it is a challenge to put yourself out there, create content that is open to any thought that's gonna. You don't know what feed it's gonna pop into. We get the trolls, right? We get the people that just don't have anything better to do in their day than to come and shit on your posts. And I don't get it, but like they're there. But you're brave, right? You're doing something that others aren't doing. You're opening yourself up to unsolicited feedback. And that can be tough. But Sarah's a badass, man. She's doing some cool stuff with your group.
Yeah, definitely give Sarah a follow too. There's a lot of really good people on today. David's amazing. David's super active. Everybody's got to follow. We talked about that. Oh, Jonathan.
Jonathan, what we do is fun, right? Let's talk about that. Sales doesn't have to be a nasty word, right? Sales doesn't have to be nasty. We're not all assholes out there. Most people aren't those sleazy Wolf on Wall Street. You know, I came from that. Like, people don't always ask me, was sales what I wanted to do with my life? And it was. I'm a rare breed. But when I was a kid, I wanted to be that traveling business guy. I wanted to be in business. I thought I was just a natural. Like Steph Curry could just shoot. I can just do this, right? It was just in me. But it's fun. It doesn't have to be what we're used to, where Boiler Room, you know, Wolf on Wall Street, all this bro culture, all this bullshit that comes pouring out there. There's some incredible cultures and orgs and people like you, and we're making change, y'all. We're helping people realize like sales is fucking cool. I'm probably using too much language today. LinkedIn's gonna boo me and kick me off, but you know,
you're gonna kick me off. This is my channel, not you.
Oh, good, perfect. It's on you. That's on you.
Richie, don't worry. We're taking Lauren out. I'm just gonna
I got you, Richie. Oh, me and him made a deal. I'm supposed to sabotage you today, so that's what we're doing. I infiltrated like a mole, and we are here. Richie got you.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's get off of branding. I know we've talked about mentors a little bit. That's literally what we're getting into. So Logan kind of like led the way for this. Let's talk about finding a mentor on LinkedIn and kind of what that looks like for different people in different spaces, right? When I first started reaching out to people like Tom, I didn't know what SaaS stood for. I didn't know.
What is it for those folks that probably
SaaS stands for Software as a Service. SaaS. And now we have a sassy sales shirt company that like literally 9 months ago, I didn't know what the acronym meant. And now we're making this like, how crazy is that? But I asked Tom for a number of things, but I also tried to be helpful and I tried to give back. So when Tom wanted to make connections or Tom had people who were looking for work, Tom will connect me and I'll try to help him as much as I can. But I asked Tom, I said, will you mentor me? Will you help me? Can you teach me? Can I ask you questions when I'm stuck? And Tom was gracious enough to say yes. So I'm not saying you're going to find it on your first try, but find the person who cares about you because that person will invest in you. And I could tell when I started building this relationship with Tom that Tom gave a now I'm going to get kicked off. Tom cared about me. Tom gave a shit about me. I'm going to and I could tell that in the beginning. So find people who actually care about you and the relationship will matter. If you find someone who's like, oh, I could give you 30 minutes every other week, and then they never engage with you and they never talk to you and you don't have any kind of relationship, that's not really someone who's mentoring you. Right.
A mentor for me is somebody wants to and believes and supports helping you reach your full potential, whatever that may be. Right. I believe it is somebody who generally thrives off of seeing you succeed and want to help you get there. Marcus Chan is an incredible version of that, right? A very high octane mentor, very dear friend. Scott Leese does that, right? These folks are people that they will give you the time and the effort, but you better show up for it just as much, right? This is a two-way street with mentorship. I have a few mentor clients, right? I'm doing it now for Q4. A few people reached out. They were like, yo, I need some help. And I'm like, I got you. And it's all because, they want to be told not what they want to hear. I think that's a big thing about mentorship. And you know this, Lauren, I'll tell you, and you will tell me, sometimes we don't want to hear what the other one has to say, but we share it and we hear it and we're like, cool, thanks for looking out, right? Like, don't be surrounding yourself with yes people. You want a mentor that is going to break you, in my opinion. I want somebody that's going to break me, invest in me, and guide me, right? I need that. And I've had that. I've had some phenomenal mentors, people that have challenged me, didn't let me quit. I had one boss that I quit every Friday. I quit every Friday. We get into a room and I get ripped apart for some stuff and I'm just like, I'm out. Drop my headset and I walk out and leave for the weekend. And Monday morning he'd be like, hey, you coming in? And I'm like, I'm on my way. And he was the first boss to like let me go through that cycle, right? He was like, it's okay, go through it, but you're still going to be here Monday. And I was like, okay. Where some jobs were like, okay, you gone, right? Like, best of luck to you. And that changed for me to really break that cycle and get through that, is because he was willing to break me and push me through that versus just letting it happen, right? And be like, all right, well, bye. He was like, dude, you're not going anywhere. Shut up. Go through your process. I'll talk to you in 20 minutes. Go through it. Let me know how you feel and then come back. And that's what you want from your mentors, in my opinion.
We all need someone like that, right? We all need someone who will let us feel what we're feeling, but that you'll work with us through it, right? And I think that's a big thing for you and me. When I hit a wall, or when I come to you with my opinion, you can be like, oh, Lauren, you didn't really think about it this way. And being able to have that trusted relationship, because I know you give a shit about me, right? I know you're looking out for my best interests. I will actually then take a step back and reevaluate the situation, where I'm typically like, I just go a million miles an hour. I don't care what anybody has to say. And that doesn't always work out best for me. Like, let's be honest. Sometimes that bites me Anyway, so you need someone who, especially if you're like me, who can kind of level that out a little bit, right? So I think that you just have to keep looking till you find the right person that's your person. And don't get discouraged if you don't find them right away. Just keep looking.
And I'm even going to notch that up and actually say it's not just one person. Galem over in the UK, Galem shared this with me about 2 years ago, where the board of directors, you have a board of directors in your own life just as much, right? Find that core group. And when she taught me that, and I kind of looked at it that way, I have like 5 folks that each play a very specific role in the board of directors and give me different views, give me different insights. They all bring something different, but together they're collectively supporting me in my mission, right? And they're my board. I don't make decisions until I consult my board. And if my board's all on board or we're good, then hey, we sending it, we shipping it. But if they're like, yo, no, Tom, or they'll get into a debate, right? 2 or 3 of them will be like, no, I agree, and the others won't agree, and then then I gotta own my own thing and be like, all right, I'm doing Tom's way, or the Ron Slocum way. We should get WWRS. What would Ron Slocum do?
Oh my God, the little bracelets. Remember those? We're aging
ourselves. In the 90s? Oh, now we're really old.
Tom and I are the same age. I'll tell everybody right now.
Dang, you're gonna tell them we're 43? Why would you do that?
You're so funny. If you think I'm 43, get off my live right now. Get off my live if you think I'm 43. Don't come back. Don't come back. You hear?
Nah, 33. 33, right? We're in our 30s, 90 baby, early 80 babies, late 80s babies. I always pride myself on being an 89 because I'm still an 80s baby. I'm not a 90s. But yeah, you want
5-year-old to tell everybody I'm 29 forever, though. I'm loving that.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, 29 is cool. 29 is a good age. I like that.
Let's see. What does Kelsey say?
Had a boss who had a way of just upsetting me and had me fuming for a while. But as I grew as a person, way beyond what I ever would have without him telling me that I always didn't want to hear. Yeah, that was the same exact example of Kelsey as the person I had, right? Like, they didn't let me off the hook. I would get really mad. I got really worked up, and they almost put you in that like solitary room to let you just hash it out, right? And they let you get through it, but they don't give up on you. Where a lot of people, you do it and they just like write you off, they push you off, they don't even want to deal with it. when you find that mentor that's like, you can do all of that. It's like being a parent, right? Like, no joke. Like, my kids will throw a fit, my 5-year-old daughter, and I'll just stand there and be like, are you good? Can we get back to topic here?
Literally.
And she's like, just going. And I'm like, I can't. Like, let's get through this real quick. So when the first person let me play out my emotions and actually own it, was a game changer. So love that, Kelsey. Great plug there on that.
Lindsay remembers the bracelets.
Oh, Lindsay, yes.
Back in the
I'm gonna
day.
get a pineapple just to bother you.
Ugh. And Melissa, I will say Melissa's probably on my board of directors in my personal life. If
Yeah,
you guys are following
I love Melissa.
And definitely, Melissa gave me kind of the swift kick in the rear end when I was trying to transition into recruiting and didn't really know what I was doing with my life. Melissa helped me out. And anybody who comes to me and they're like, hey, Lauren, can you find me a job? But I don't know what I want to do. I send them to Melissa.
Go through her exercise. Go talk to her first.
And then you can come back to me. Logan says, how do you recommend keeping your cool and not making rash decisions during those times? Logan, when I was in my early 20s, I got so mad one day. I literally just walked off a job. Like, to this day, I'm regretful of what I did, but I was hot-headed and I was not cool at all. So being cool as a cucumber is a skill that you have to learn.
How'd you get there, though? How'd you get there? Can you give like, because I feel like this question, right? How do you recommend keeping your cool? Like, we're all just going to be like, be president, this and that. But sometimes people want like, can you just tell me how you did it? Like the truth, the real. Because I was terrible at this. I was very emotionally driven. Sometimes I still am. It's a work in progress.
There you are.
I'm emotionally driven like no other. I wear my heart right here. I might as well put it on the shirt just so you could see it. I used to be bad. Body language was terrible in team meetings. I'd get way too worked up. And what did it for me was really just tackling why I felt those emotions. Like, that was what did it. My boss and my mentors made me sit down and actually say, like, what is causing you to lose your cool? What is causing you to not, make these rash decisions? And I went through that exercise and I started seeing, like, I was just mad at me. I wasn't mad at anybody around. I was just mad that I effed up again, or that I was, didn't do I was just beating myself up. And so it caused me to be like a cat in a corner, right? Like back off, I'm coming. And until I could address that and go through that and understand, like, hey, I'm getting mad just because, I really am. They're calling me out on something maybe I'm not ready for, or this and that. It stopped helping me to just be like, okay, there's no reason to work this up. And then one little small saying that got me through that was, there's 8 billion people in this planet revolving on a rock. Really, what's the big concern? Because when you think about, like, there's 8 billion people just on a rock and spinning in circles, like, what are you really worried about, right? There's so many other things. And so that's helped me to be very cautious, very aware, to be present in the emotions that I have, and not be reactive, but be proactive. Self-awareness, that's it, right? It's capturing.
Yeah.
I tweeted about this yesterday. Mastering the 5 seconds between that reactive and proactive emotional space right there is one hell of a talent, right? And there's some folks that have mastered that. I'm not all the way there, but I'm trying to capture that quick moment and hold it and process it, and understand I need to be proactive to these things, not be simply reacting. Because at the end of the day, we get to control our emotions. They don't control us. Right? Like, can you believe that? They're ours. We control them. They're ours and what we're feeling. So own it.
Well, and really, when you get in the moment where you're that upset or you're that off your rocker, is what I like to say, right?
Hey,
I'm going.
The 43-year-old self showing out on that one.
It's kind of like, at that point, I need to look in the mirror, right? Like,
yeah.
Realistically, that's kind of like that hiring manager post I made. Like, you're the problem. When you're
Hi, it's me. That's where the Taylor Swift time comes on.
What's the new song? What is it?
Hi, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm the problem. It's me. Or hi, Taylor Swift, right? The whole thing going viral. Like, you're the problem, right? And own that. And it sucks to hear. Huh?
I said, are there any Swifties on here? I know
Evan. They're actually probably all crying and having a very hard time because Ticketmaster has screwed them for 2 days in a row. So they're probably not anywhere to be found.
Mike makes a good point. A safe place to reflect with people you respect. That's important.
Yeah. This is 100% it, right? Like Lauren and I have called each other after those moments. I've called Lauren and been like, damn it, I slipped again, right? I messed up. Here's my moment. Or just to be able to vent with somebody you trust and respect helps you not take those emotions to anywhere else. I don't know how many times where I've called Lauren and been able to drop kind of my emotional baggage on her, and it's freed me up, right? Ask the person, hey, do you have some emotional capability for this? Don't be rude, but like, hey, do you got 5 minutes? Do you have some emotional, capacity to kind of hear me out for a moment? And Lauren will be like, sure, what you got? And I'm able to kind of drop that on her. We hash it out. She tells me what I want, don't want to hear. Like, hey, that's you, dude. That's a you problem. Here's some suggestions. We're able to move on. And I go into that next meeting, or I go into that situation, and I'm calm as a cucumber. I've got it. I'm like, okay, cool. I got all that out. I got to sometimes it's just good to vent. I think journaling, tip to that, journaling changed my life. I wasn't a big journaler. And then I started just kind of hashing out those moments. And now I was able to express things and process things.
Logan, like, sure, reactive, not proactive. I guess we're going to have to make a whole series of shirts for you.
We're starting to get there, right? You'd asked me like a month ago to drop all these, and now they're all, we could make you in a rocker with a shirt that says "Get off your rocker."
Oh my God, I would die. It's like asking for the old order or anything else from the absolute. Yes. Mm-hmm. I almost said that out loud. I really am going to get kicked off LinkedIn today.
We're potty mouth. We got some sailor mouth, but they say people that curse are smart and like have like really good personalities. So hey, we're homies. Hit us up. But yeah, saying your feelings, right? Talk about it, like address it, get it off, right? Because otherwise you take that shit with you, right? Like, I don't know how many times I've watched SDRs, myself included, take prior calls into the next one. Shit, Lauren, I know you've done it, right? Like, you gotta just like let it go, wipe it off, go walk, bitch it out, complain about it, get it all out, and then do something about it. That's the difference. Okay. That's the big key here. Let it out, but then do something, right? You don't sit in it. You don't let it be there. You do something. That could be the next right thing, right? Take it in smaller chunks. It's just, I'm so angry on this cold call, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make the next dial. Not think about anything else, but I got to get the queue going and make that next call. And then I'll take it each step from there. But you have to do something. If you don't do anything and you let it out and you let it sit and marinate, good luck, right? That's just mental energy that you do not need to give. And especially in the world of sales and recruiting, you do not want that emotional baggage. You do not need that stuff. It's where reps get really dark. You need to let it go and create a plan, create a strategy. And that plan and strategy is going to go up and down and be all aware, but it's that mindset, Logan, straight up. It's what you come into it with. Leave it at the office. Great tip, right? Close up your office. I'm really bad at this. Darren McKee talks about it all the time. Hang your backpack up in a closet. Act like you're actually leaving the office. Put that action. Go get in your car. Drive down the road into the gas station. Grab a drink. Come home. Whatever it is, because as soon as I open this door right here, I'm home. That's my kids. That's my wife right on the other side of that door, right? You can't take that stuff. And so if you have to, get in the practice of turning the laptop off all the way. Lauren, on the spot, how many days has it been since you actually shut your computer off? True answer.
Since I bought it?
Yeah.
Since I bought it? I had to restart the other day because my Chrome kept crashing. So, I restarted. Does that count?
No, I mean like a full shutdown. It's off, it's put away, and you're good.
No, I don't do that. Yeah. Listen, I take my laptop with me to happy hour. Like, I had my laptop in my happy hour last night. Because if I needed...
Do as we say, not as we do.
But I will say, I choose, right? I'm choosing this. Nobody's making... Agreed. For people like you and I, the high octane, the Enneagram 3s, those A personalities, like I tell people all the time, they're like, Tom, what are your hobbies? And to be honest, this right here, working, helping, being in the sales development trenches, being in my office, working on a new tool, being in Capwing, creating a video. That shit's fun for me. I love what I do. I have a passion for it. And so, yeah, it's my hobby. And yeah, I'm slinging my LinkedIn all day, everywhere I'm at. I'm jamming. And people are like, oh, it's unhealthy. No,
It's unhealthy because you don't do that. But for me, it's my best times. That's when I'm at my best, right? That's not when I'm at my worst. That's when I'm at my best. And so you got to realize, do what's good for you, right? I'm not promoting hustle culture. We are not doing that here. None of that, but embrace what works for you and find those mentors that will help you balance that out. And also tell you, like I just told Lauren, she's going to shut her computer off tonight for the first time. And we're all excited for her. We're going to root for her. We're going to support her in this. And her computer is going to shut off for an entire Friday evening. And it's going to be glorious, right? And not come on again until Monday. What are you going to do?
No, we didn't.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
No. I'll turn it off.
You want to give out our prize? Because we're like closing out here.
Yes, I'll turn it off tonight, but I'm
you can turn it on in the morning. Take a small baby steps. Good point. Let's break it in micro goals, right? Micro it out. What we're going to do is just a Friday evening. You can get it up at 12 midnight. That doesn't count, by the way. 12 midnight doesn't count as a new day. We're talking like 8 a.m. on a Saturday. Shut it down.
Okay, I'll try. I'll text you and I'll let you know how it's going.
Last
thing, really quick. Melissa brought up the journals are life, especially for her. Melissa just created her own journal line. So if you were looking for a new journal, check out Melissa. She just started her own thing.
Drop that link, girl. Self-promote yourself.
Shut it down.
Yes, Patrick. All right, give out these rewards.
All right. So we are giving out Tom's 35 emails and a Ron Slocum tee. Okay.
Who's a Tom fan? Who's my super fan?
Classy sales shirts like Logan did in the comments, and you need to tag the SD Lab, and we are going to draw for that right now. This is the first time I've ever shared my screen live, so if I mess it up, I'm going to go ahead and take ownership of that, right? All right. Everybody wish me luck.
Here we go.
All right.
Drum roll.
Bye.
Can you hear that? Probably not. I win my own prize. Woo!
Gretchen! Yes, Gretchen. So Gretchen is going to get the emails and the shirt. Gretchen, DM me if you're still on here. Get with me. I need to know where you want your shirt shipped. I need to know what size shirt you want. And then we'll get everything with Tom so that Tom can get all of those emails over for you.
Yes.
Lisa jumped on. Hey, Lisa. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me and Tom. Let me drop Tom's website up here one more time. Everybody go check out the sdlab.com. Tom is doing some amazing stuff. He will help you through the holidays, see some great return on your investment. And how much are you charging for your emails?
$50.
Dude.
$49.99. You get 35 ready to go email templates. Some are built and pre-built sequences, so you already know the touch form on how they go. Introduction video, and then a small tips and tricks PDF document with some extra insights to email landscape and some ways to beef up your emails. All of that, $49.99. I wanted to make it affordable. I was trying to be like Shaq, how he sells his shoes to Walmart, right? I'm not trying to be like Michael Jordan with a $500 shoe and be like, oh, I'm so cool. I don't care, right? I just wanted to help some people out, make it affordable, but respect my time and stuff that I put into it, right? It wasn't easy to destructure 35 emails and make them scalable and put them in a motion that you can use. But yeah, $49.99. It's there. I'm happy, giving it away to Gretchen, and then the rest of you, feel free to jump on there, grab it, let me know your feedback. I've got an ebook coming out Black Friday weekend with Wade Davis. So I'm going to be announcing that. So sneak peek here. It's how to effectively make cold calls. So a couple chapters and structure on 10 things we wish we knew, some tips and tricks around how to effectively cold call through an ebook. Going to be $24.99, super inexpensive as well. And then a cold call course coming out for Christmas to help people for 2023. Yeah, digital products are the way to go. I'm trying to do them. Try to make time, give back to folks at a higher amount without having big paywalls or big entry points to get to me, but also make an impact for folks on a smaller level, and then exchange my time, right? A lot of time goes into my clients. And so many people hit me up for email, personal branding, cold calling that, yeah, I could throw you guys these resources, help you out in the meantime until my bandwidth opens up to where I can give you that one-to-one. But you have some things that'll help you in the meantime.
Awesome. And I bet you all know somebody who's in sales who you have not purchased a Christmas present for.
Ooh, giveaway. I might be doing something for the holidays for Black. FYI, Lauren, you've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Small Business Saturday. So Thanksgiving weekend is huge. I'm going to be throwing out some major deals on what I got going on to buy one, get one for yourself, give one to your friend for the holidays. So I'm going to be pushing that out. Probably drop the price even a little bit more and just be like, yo, grab it for the next 48 hours for F&B, Small Business Saturday. Because we out here hustling, homies. We hustling. I'm trying.
The day that you make your first dollar online, like everything just.
I can't even tell you the feeling to wake up and see like transactions in my email inbox of people buying it. And it's like, cool, right? I was at my son's volleyball game and like I got a couple alerts and I was like, this is weird.
Every time I get an email that a shirt's like sold, I'm like, what?
Okay.
The website and I'm the one who's pushing them. And then when they sell, I'm like, whoa.
Right. You're like, oh my God, I can really sell. I'm a salesperson. This is unreal. What? Yeah, it's really cool. Digital products are the way to go. It definitely takes you building credibility and you can't just launch one, right? There's some credibility. There's some work that was behind this. Me and Lauren have been given for 2 years, right? Well, I have. She's been for about a year and then in the shadows before then. But yeah, it's a fun time in the evolution of being a creator to be able to give back.
Yeah, this has been fun. Thank you so much, Tom.
This was a lot of fun. You really lightened up my Friday. This is really a lot of fun. For all the pineapple and ham haters, don't be mad. I'm going to grub on it. I'm going to enjoy it. This was a lot of fun, Lauren. Hopefully this was helpful for everybody tuning in. I think there was like 100 people here, or not even like 100 comments and something. Got wild.
We had a good turnout. If you showed up today, we love you. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend. And Tom won't be here, but I will see you next Friday. Tom will be in the comments.
I will be.
And I'm sure we're going to have some phenomenal prizes for next Friday as well. So we'll see you then. Bye, guys.
Talk to y'all soon. See ya.